Yo, what's up? See if anybody stops by. Everybody watching football? You should be. It's Sunday. Yo, Weeby, what's up? We ain't watching football? Probably don't even care too much about football. First in. I appreciate you, man, always. For real. Rup, what's up? New Age Plug. Appreciate you stopping by, man. I figured you'd be watching football probably. It's Sunday. It's crazy trying to go live on Sunday during football season because you can automatically just know people's watching football, especially when I don't schedule lives. Jimmy Buckley, what's up, bro? Appreciate you stopping by. I'm gonna wait and see if my brother stops by. But look, did any of you guys watch the video I just dropped from Florida? If you haven't watched it, man, stop by and hit that like button and watch it. Damn, what they do with Big Lou? I ain't seen you in a minute, man. I hope everything's good with you. I hope all your dogs are doing good. Y'all guys, excuse me, my throat's all messed up. Ryan, what's up, man? Appreciate you stopping by. You should have seen me trying to trying to make a video with my throat all messed up today, man. Unreal. But I had to put a video out. A New Age Plug is from Florida. I'll tell you what, everything in Florida is like different. Y'all do it different, Florida. Haven't been on YouTube since my pops passed. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, you still got your dogs, Big Lou? Everything good with your dogs? That's what's up, man. Uh, damn, where's my brother? He's tripping. I want to talk about this video, but I don't want to do it till he gets on here. It was crazy though. The cops showed up for a shots fired video, right? There you go. What's up?
What's up? What's up? Are you
Damn,
echoing?
you got
Damn,
an
you got
echo
an
again.
echo again. All right, hold on. Let me fix it.
That's crazy. Be careful. That's crazy. My daughter's driving. Imagine that. It's crazy. Got her own car, license, everything. Ain't nothing I could do about it. That shit makes me nervous as hell. And neighbors are having a little picnic out back. It's actually pretty nice here in Ohio. It's like probably 65 and sunny right now. But yeah, Big Lou, I don't know got time or what, but you can always stop up too, man. The link's at the top. I wouldn't mind hearing from you, man, for real. Sorry to hear about your pops passing too. like 60 and nice in Indiana. Yeah, man, I couldn't really ask for a better day because it's been so gloomy. And now with the time change, I go to work when it's dark, come home when it's dark. Man, no wonder why so many people get depressed in the wintertime. At least you do if you live where I live. It's seasonal depression, man. People really believe in it. Yeah, Big Weeby, that's crazy, huh? What's up? What's up?
All right, now you shouldn't have an echo.
You still got an echo.
What? Try again. Say something.
It's only when I talk to you.
Yeah, I don't know why it would be echoing. Damn.
But anyway, look, that video I made earlier,
Mhm.
the cops showed up for shots fired, right? But the suspect and his family's like sitting there telling the cops what to do. Everything is crazy. Like, basically, the suspects were controlling the situation, and the cops wasn't doing nothing, man. It was crazy. You gotta watch it.
Yeah, I just got the notification for it as soon as I was about to jump in here.
Yeah, that background's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I was just trying to put something on so you don't have to just look at me. Something.
That's cool, man. Appreciate you jumping on. Uh, we never really got nothing planned. Just two brothers talking to each other on the internet. See who stops by.
Yep.
You know
Usually
what? I
what I
need
do
to
is read the
tell
chat.
Grubmud he needs to turn his notifications on so he could stop by and chop it up every now and then. Because
Yep.
he's been saying he wants to do it live, but he might be watching football too. Uh, Breadwinner said he could go on Saturdays, but that's my most busiest day, and he probably watching football on Sundays too. I know people get into their football. You know how to get into their football, but the Bengals don't play till 8:15, so I got a little bit.
Yep.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Are you reading my lips, or do you hear me?
Yep. I was reading the chat, so I was a little bit off. What time did you
Don't
say it starts?
you don't really watch football, do you?
I do every once in a while. I don't like I used to. I used to be really into it a lot, but then I kind of stopped. After you lose so many times, it kind of wears on you a little bit. But I'll always represent no matter what. But sometimes we. I think the last time I really was like watching football was when Carson Palmer got his leg twisted when we was about to win, and then that was it. After that, I kind of haven't really been watching them as much.
Why does Cincinnati got cursed like that? Where it's like every time we get a good team or we do something good, our quarterback gets hurt. It seems
Yeah,
like that's been the thing,
either that
man.
or our players go to jail. That's
Hey,
been happening
Harvey
for a
Talks
while.
Prison. Appreciate you stopping by, man. It's been a while. Glad
Oh,
to see
thanks.
some of you guys jumping in here. Some people I ain't seen in a while. I do appreciate it.
Yep. Okay.
So anyway, you said you've been doing gaming streams, right?
Yep.
What game are you
Yep.
playing?
Let's see. We just got done with it. We're almost done with the Far Cry series. I started on 5 and then I went through. I got like 2 more videos on that Far Cry 6, and then I'm gonna switch it up to. I really need to figure out which one I want to do because I want to either do The Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, uh, and what was the other one? There was another one I was thinking about doing, but we'll see. And I might end up just doing The Last of Us. So that might be what I
Yeah.
end up doing.
That's cool though.
But yeah, I try to
It's been so long
do
since
at
I
least
played
twice a day.
video games, man. I wouldn't know where to start.
Last time me and you played, we played, I believe, it was the Army of Two, the one game where we played together. That was a while back, a long time ago. And then we played Splinter Cell back in the day. That's the only two I can really think that we ever played back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The graphics are so much better nowadays, though. Since I played,
Yeah.
they they got a lot of cool stuff, man.
Yeah, I was looking at the VR setup they got for like 2 grand, which is a lot, I know. But they got the thing where for 2 grand you can get the headset and you can get the thing that you can run on. So you can run and jump on it and never move out of the spot that you're in.
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy. I was watching people use it. I'm like, dude, that's insane. That'd be amazing too, because that'd give you a hell of a workout.
Yeah, no shit. It'd be a lot of exercise and it'd be pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah, the exercise is what I was thinking about. Like, get up everybody out of their seats, you know what I mean? Actually moving around. That'd
Yeah.
be awesome. That's
Hey,
why I like
Big
playing
Lou,
that
man.
Just Dance game. Oh,
This who's on the screen with me right now is my brother. Um,
Big Lou.
yeah, Big Lou, man. I don't think you've seen him around. He's been going through some things, but he's always been a good supporter and a good dude, man, for real.
That's cool. Respect for sure.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I'm not too loud. I'm trying to kind of whisper because I don't want to be too loud in everybody's ear. I'm hoping I'm not extremely
Oh
loud.
yeah, dude, I yell the whole time. Every time I'm on live, I just yell the whole time.
This headset picks up like every little detail around me, so I gotta like try not to be loud because you'll hear me through the headset, through the like everything. You'll hear everything. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, it's crazy to see my daughter driving. Like
Oh man,
Skylar's out here, she's driving, she's backing in right next to me right now.
that's crazy.
Crazy, man, how fast life goes. Life is
It doesn't slow down. That's for damn sure.
fast, bro. For real.
Can't believe that. Damn.
Both the twins are working. They got their own job, their own place, their own stuff. It's man,
Like a blink of an eye.
it really is.
I'm not trying to promote Red Bull.
Who cares? I appreciate you stopping by. Jimmy Buckley, you got a daughter driving too? Yeah, man. Nothing makes me more nervous because I already know how people are on the roads. They don't really care. Everybody's looking at their phone. Everybody's like they're focused on something else other than driving. And no matter how well I teach my daughter like to drive and put your phone down, that don't mean other people's taught their daughters to drive right, wear a seatbelt, put their phone down. So it's crazy, man. One of the kids from the school, only 20 years old, just wrecked and died like a week ago. And when I hear
That's
stuff like
crazy.
that, man, it just messes me up.
I don't know if you remember the one story. Um, Jamie, Andy's people used to work for the record company or whatever. But when I was in high school, there was a group of kids. There was 5 kids in this car, and they were out partying, and they were going so fast that they went into the woods, and they went way back into the woods. That's how fast they were going. But they were all kids I knew from school, and only one of them survived out of it. And that shit was a big wake up call. I was like, damn, like I'm not hanging out with any of these fools out here driving around being crazy. That shit's
Yeah, and then
scary,
you
man.
look back on it. You look back on it being a teenager and first getting your license and stuff, and you know what you did. Salute
Yep.
Bigfoot. But you know how you was driving when you first got your car and your license.
I blew every motor
Every
off in
car
that
I
car.
got in, I wanted to see how fast it would go. Um, it's just
You remember my
Like
first
you
car?
hope your kids are not like you in that way, but at the same time, you can't control it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You remember the first car I had, that Cutlass? I blew every single motor mount in it. Yep. Blew
Is
all the
is
motor
that
mounts
the
in it.
one? Is that the one you rear-ended the people in the rain and hit and
No,
ran on them?
no, that was my Buick Regal. Yep. I smashed smashed the crap out of that.
Let's
Yep,
hear
and it
that.
ran.
Let's hear that story. That's a good story. Let's hear that.
Oh. So
It
we was
was
at this
raining,
chick's
right?
house. Yeah, we was at this chick's house, me and a couple of my friends. They decided to rob her, so we ended up taking a bunch of stuff from their house. Had a bunch of stolen goods in the back of the car. We was on Coleraine Avenue. It was it wasn't raining yet, but there was a person that was leaking oil everywhere out of their car, and it was up over a hill. So as soon as I came up over the hill, I seen they were stopped, but there was oil all over the road, so I couldn't stop. And I just slammed right into the back of this dude's brand new Cadillac. It was the beautifulest Cadillac ever. Yeah, tore up the whole back end of his car, and then it started raining. And I told everybody like, all right, I'm gonna pull up here so I can, jump out and make sure everybody's fine. And as soon as I did, I just took off. I definitely got my karma for that one. That one's for sure. That was
Hey,
terrible.
his insurance probably paid for it though.
Oh yeah. I mean, we did get out. Like Jeff and Chris and everybody got out, made sure everybody was okay. And then I told them like, all right, man, we got to go. Get back in the car. And then we left.
Yeah.
So everybody was all right, but it was still destroyed the whole back end of that dude's brand new Cadillac. I'm guessing it was brand new because it was fresh.
Yeah, back
Yeah.
then that's just the way it was, you know.
Yeah, I didn't even have insurance. I shouldn't even have been driving. But I was young and dumb, so that's what it is.
No
Terrible.
riding around, no insurance. That's just how it went though. If you had enough money to get a car, you didn't care about paying insurance.
No. It took me a long time to start driving around with insurance, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. You almost feel like an adult when you get insurance on your car, huh? Like
Yeah.
when you first start getting insurance on a car, you feel like you did some adult stuff. Like, dang, I got insurance on my car.
I mean,
Because you
back
do it
then
so
too.
long without insurance, man. It's crazy.
I mean, or at least I was on a bunch of stuff back then too. So insurance was definitely the last of my thoughts. You know,
Yeah.
I
Check out
definitely wasn't
Corrupt.
thinking about insurance.
He said he was 17 when he wrecked a truck with two of his homeboys. Fed off. The boys went flying 80 feet in the air
Damn.
into the damn woods. Dude, that sounds crazy.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
Yeah, I
Damn.
mean, that's what I'm saying. Like when you look back on a lot of the stuff you did when you was younger and you wonder how you survived. Honestly, you wonder like how you're even still alive. Some of the stuff you did is
Wow.
when you was young.
You're gonna be playing softball in the Olympics. That's cool. Yeah, man, we all got to be careful with that. And like you said, it ain't even about how careful our kids are, because everybody else out here is wilding out.
But but a you know, a lot of people don't really know us on this internet. They don't know exactly, you know, how life's been, but me and you know, we beat drug addiction, we beat poverty, we beat we actually came from for us still to be sitting here talking on the internet today is almost a miracle where we came from. You ever thought about that?
Yeah, I thought about it, and then I tried to stop thinking about it. But yeah,
It
I know what you mean.
it's bad, bro, because even dude, even our little sister got smoked. You know what I mean? We lost so many friends. We've lost it's been a crazy ride up to this point. And it makes you when you sit back at night and you think about it, man, it almost messes your head up to think about some of the stuff we actually made it out of.
Yep, I definitely did. Definitely,
Homeless shelters,
especially
bro.
the drug addiction part was probably the biggest one. I mean, I quit and got out of it right as fentanyl hit the streets, so I wouldn't have got out then, I probably wouldn't be alive. To be honest, you know.
I wouldn't be a there. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be alive with fentanyl being around either because you're right. I never even heard of it back when I was doing stuff. You know what I mean?
No,
I
I
never
think it
really
came
heard
out.
of fentanyl.
So I've been clean for 10 years now. So I don't know how long it was, but I think it was a couple years afterwards. Fentanyl hit the streets because everybody I know died from that shit. Like 85% of my yearbook died from that shit or something. Chris
Hey,
was telling me about it.
can I ask you a question? You might know a little bit more about it than I do, but what do you know about our cousin um doing that stuff they what
Crocodile.
they call it, like alligator or something, and it messed
The
him up,
crocodile
right?
stuff, yeah.
The
So what I heard,
crocodile.
yeah, from what I heard, he got the poison in his body. He went up in the hospital and they had to pump all the poison out of his muscles. He had to relearn how to walk and talk again. And then I believe he went right back to it after he got healed up. I'm not 100% sure, but someone told me that, so I don't know if that's 100%. But I know that he had to go and relearn how to walk and talk again. Now that's a fact, but if he went back to it afterwards, I don't know that for a fact. I would hope not.
But
But
is don't you find that crazy that there's stuff around that you can get a hold of that you actually buy and it gets into your muscles and deteriorates your body and
there's
stuff, and people like doing it?
there's new shit out now. It's just like the crocodile, but it's called something else. Somebody in chat might know what it's called. But it's just like the crocodile. It eats your flesh and shit. And people are purposefully going out and getting it. They don't give a fuck. It's cheap, it gets them high, and it makes them not dope sick. And they don't care if it
Right.
eats holes in their shit. Like I seen one girl's whose leg was completely almost bone, muscle gone, everything gone, just like you could see all the scar tissue and shit. And she's sitting there picking out a big sword, talking about, "Yeah, I'm about to do some more right now." And I'm like, "What?" Like, damn, bro, that shit gets you
It's
like that though, man. And you're possessed. You're not even yourself, and you know you're not yourself. And that's the saddest part because once you do get out of that shit long enough to be yourself again, you look back on it and go, "Damn, that was a ride, man. Like, what was I doing?" Say
yeah,
that.
I mean, don't you feel fortunate though that
Oh
you
yeah.
know you know how many people we've lost to it here recently, like Matt Foster. The biggest one was probably Eric Beale because he had a whole life ahead of him. But
Yeah.
we've lost a lot of, man, I could go on for days, but we lost a lot of friends to doing basically the same party we was doing, but we woke up and they didn't. Do you
It's
feel fortunate about that?
the saddest one recently was Doughboy's girlfriend because I just was talking to her like me when me and Chris hooked back up and started actually hanging out again. Me and her was in the back seat of the car talking, and she was talking about how she wants to get her life back together, how she wants to get her kids, and then like a month later, they're like, "Up, she's dead," and I'm like, "Ah, damn." I was
She
like, "Damn,
never had a chance, man.
nope."
Now,
Yeah, that's.
now
I'm
let me
definitely
ask you
fortunate,
this,
hundred
bro.
percent, bro, 100% fortunate.
Okay, now let me ask you this. So, the guy New York, right? You know
Hmm.
New York, the one that made a video on me.
Yeah.
So he put out a video recently. I'll be honest, I haven't got to watch it yet. It came across my feed. I haven't watched it, but he's basically saying like, is Suboxone a miracle drug, or is it just pharma's
Oh.
way of getting your money, right? So
Uh,
me and you both know from getting off drugs, going to the methadone clinic, and then both getting on Suboxone eventually. How do you feel about Suboxone?
yeah, Suboxone saved my life for real. So I ain't even gonna down Suboxone. Now, if you're just taking Suboxone, that's probably not the greatest. You definitely need to work. You know what I mean? You need the groups, you need the therapy. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
if you don't find the root problem of why you're doing this shit in the first place, you're you, you're just gonna probably go back out to it. You know what I mean? Whether you're on Suboxone or not. So
but you know the
it
root
does help,
problem, and I know the
right?
root problem. The root problem, the root problem to our addiction is we try to hide our pain. We try to mask our our childhood and stuff. I think a lot of that, from what we grew up seeing and going through, it's
Right.
hard to be part of reality, right? Is that what it
Yep.
is for you?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely trying to mask all the dumb shit from my childhood. You know what I mean? Even the stuff from like my teenage years. Shit, even the stuff from when I was like 20. You know what I mean? Because when you're on drugs, it's not like you're making the best decisions. So, you know what I mean? You start thinking about that and then you'll start medicating on that too. So it's an endless cycle with that. But unless you can actually want to stop and get the help and go through the therapy and the groups, then I don't know. Some people can do it. Some people are built different. So I ain't going to discourage anybody or discredit anybody. You know what I mean?
Wesley Mitchell, appreciate you.
But yeah, dude. Like, it's definitely, if I had to choose, now I know this is going to be debatable. Everybody in here is probably going to debate on this. If I had to choose methadone or Suboxone, it'd be Suboxone 100% every day, all day. Because I could do 30 milligrams of methadone and be tore up from the floor up. Now, that's just me. Everybody's different. You know what I mean? But Suboxone, I'm normal. I'm not hyper. I'm not running around. I'm not doing crazy shit or anything like that. And I'm not over here nodding out, which I'm sure if you took enough of it, it probably could get you fucked up like that. But you know, it just
Well,
depends on how you do your medicine, I guess.
here's the next thing I'll ask you. So, you went to the methadone clinic. I've been to the methadone clinic. We're both in Suboxone doctors now. Okay, let's go ahead and say this. When I was in the methadone clinic, I was on 96 milligrams of methadone. How
Damn.
many milligrams did you get up to?
Hmm. I was there for a month and I was at 30 milligrams, and it was crazy.
Okay, well, I did, me, I did the methadone clinic for years because you used to pick me up in the morning and take me, remember?
Yeah.
So that's before we would go scrapping all day and try to make money, okay, to support our other addiction. But now let me ask you this. So what made you quit methadone and get on Suboxone? Was it because you was still getting high off of it?
I wasn't ready back then when I was doing methadone. Yeah, I wasn't ready to quit back then. Even my first Suboxone doctor, I wasn't ready to quit. So the main thing was, like, are you asking me why I quit doing methadone? Or are you
Yeah,
asking me
why
why I
would you
quit
quit
doing drugs?
methadone and go to Suboxone?
Oh, well, probably at the time it was probably because my insurance was probably paying for the Suboxone and not the
Or did you
methadone.
quit
So
methadone, go back to dope, and then Suboxone? How, I don't even know how that
it
went. I thought you just
it
went
was
from methadone to Suboxone, but you might have went to dope in between, right?
right. Yeah, I think that's what I did because I can't really remember that far back. But yeah, I think I went from methadone clinic, tried it out for a little bit, and then got back on the shit. And then I ended up getting into a Suboxone doctor. I fucked around at that Suboxone doctor, was selling my stuff to get drugs, and then I lost everything. And after I lost everything, you know what I mean, that was kind of a light bulb moment. And then when I got a new Suboxone doctor, that's when I was ready. I was ready to quit. I was like, all right, let's go. And then yeah, that's when I actually stayed sober. So
So how long have you actually been clean?
altogether would be 10 years. But see that people debate that too because they're like, well, if you're at a Suboxone doctor, you're not clean. Which I tell them, yeah, I'm clean. So I consider myself clean. So it'd be 10 years.
Which is that's a miracle, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't go back to that shit anyway. Even if I didn't have Suboxone, I wouldn't go back to it.
Man. Okay, hey, Grubma, we was just talking about you, man. I appreciate you stopping by. We're just having a little talk with my brother when talking about how he made his way from drug addiction, doing dope, down to methadone, down to Suboxone. So we just kind of touching them bases. But I do appreciate you stopping by, man.
Yep.
So
100%.
so what do you remember about the guy dying at the party of the overdose at Dad's house? What do you remember about him?
Oh man, I was actually just talking about this dude the other day in group. So I remember we was chilling. He was depressed and stuff. He was talking about how he didn't want to live, and I was telling him, I was like, we love you, bro. You know what I mean? Don't do anything crazy. We're here for you. If you need people, we got you. You know what I mean? I was trying to encourage him as much as I could because he didn't want to live anymore. But yeah, and then I went to sleep and woke up and he was stiff on the couch. And then I almost beat the shit out of Rob because when I was leaving out the parking lot, Rob was like, "Yo, we need to go back and take all of dude's stuff, all of his medicine and this and that." And I jumped out the car and was about to kill him because I'm like, "Yo, that's fucked up." Like it was a high emotional state at that time, but
So let me recap it for you real quick. So basically, we had this party at my dad's house. There was a guy that was there who had just been in a serious car accident and lost his wife. He was he was prescribed Percocets, and not only that, he was prescribed a methadone disc. He had a bunch of other stuff too, and he was sleeping on the couch. And this is the way I remember it because I was partying, so I wasn't paying much attention. But he fell asleep on the couch. Then the next morning, I woke up to my dad screaming, "No, no!" I run out to the living room and I grabbed the guy's arm, and he was already stiff with his mouth wide open. Next to him was a bag full of narcotics. Full. Or maybe it wasn't even a bag. I think they were sitting
nah,
on the table.
he had like he had two
Laying
giant
out.
ass bottles of disc. And he had two
He-
big ass bottles of Percocets, and that's all I really remember. But
Dude, he had basically a pharmacy laying out on the table. He wind up overdosing. Some people say he did it on purpose. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. But
I don't know.
the guy basically we all went to bed from a party and woke up, and one of the people didn't that was partying didn't wake up.
Yeah, I thought
And
I thought he said he lost his son too, but I'm not sure. I thought he said he lost his wife and his son, but I'm not 100%. So that's why he was like talking about he didn't really have much to live for anymore, and
he was going.
he wanted to come over to the party that we were at because he didn't want to be alone by himself because he was afraid he was going to harm himself or something. I just remember bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, check this out. Grubmud said he's proud of you. He just got off of subs. Now I know he got that shot, which I do hear a lot about. The shot being a good thing. When you come off of it, you don't withdraw. Um, I don't know. Have you heard anything about that? The shot?
Is it the Vivitrol?
Yeah.
Because I know you can get the shot that lasts up to 30 days or something like that. But they might even have the one that lasts up to 6 months now. I'm not sure. We'll have to ask Grub about that.
Okay. Well, give me 1 minute.
Oh, you need me to? There you go. I'll put my mic closer to my face so you can hear me better. I actually had it away from my face. Okay. Oh, well, that's cool. How long does that last, the shot, Grub? Does it last like?
My bad, bro.
Oh, you're good.
But yeah, man. So it hasn't been an easy road to get clean, or we'll call it Suboxone clean, because like you said, there's going to be a lot of people that says that that's not clean.
Hmm.
But what I say to those people is, you guys didn't see where we came from. You guys didn't see the people dying. You guys didn't see what we made it out of. And for us nowadays to be family men, taking care of our family, being able to function off of Suboxone, I would say that it might not be a cure, but I would have to say that's a big step for us, right?
Right. Just to live a normal, productive life is amazing. You know.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I ain't got to worry about life decisions like $20. Am I gonna buy gas and cigarettes, or am I gonna feed my family, or get dope? Which I probably would have just went and got dope. So it wasn't even that as big of a decision.
So you know how I'm Mr. Don't Give a Fuck, and I'll say that right now. I have been my whole life, but um, I made a big change in my life, right?
Huge. Yeah. Huge. Definitely. Huge change.
So I would have to say that the Suboxone saved my life too, man. I would definitely I would definitely say that. Well, at least got me to where I could function and know what I needed out of life. Because
I'm.
before that, I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't even know if I'd wake up the next day. And I didn't even care if I did. That was the problem.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you know it, but I've probably told you before. But you was one of my biggest role models for a long time when you got clean and was doing good shit. You know what I mean? Like you went from some crazy ass shit to doing exactly what you should do, and that's much respect for sure. You did a complete 180 on that one.
But what I would say is for anybody out there that might come across this video, don't let Suboxones get a bad reputation because you're looking at two people who came from actual dope uh, to doing Suboxones, providing for our family, being dads, being there for not just the holidays, but every day. We're with our kids. Both of us, our kids live with us. We are active fathers. And I thank Suboxone for that because had it not been for that to be there, the other step would have been methadone. And I'm sorry to say it, all I would have did was not all day. Off of that, like I was still
Yeah.
on dope.
Um, Unless you was serious and maybe got yourself to like a perfect amount and wasn't nodding, but that'd have been hard to do on methadone, to be honest. So, I mean, people know. If you know, you know. You know what I mean? Like, if you're in the addiction life, you know what's up. And if you're, not and you're just trying to be normal, then you still know. You know what it is. But, yeah, man, for sure. If Suboxone wasn't around, I wouldn't be around. Let's just put it that way.
Come up and talk to us, bro. The link's right there. Yeah, I mean, dude, there's a lot of people that can relate to drug addiction because, everybody's had their own struggles. We've all been down dark roads. That's one thing I could say about YouTube that I found is there's a lot of people that's been down roads that I thought only I walked, roads that I thought that
Hmm.
I only made it through. But when you start to meet people on here, you realize there's a lot of people that's been down them dark roads too and made it out.
Yep.
What's up,
Yeah.
man?
I always think about that.
What's up, Grub Mud? Hey, appreciate you stopping in, man.
Do you hear an echo? Yep.
I,
Hold on. I hear an echo.
It
Let me
might
get out of the.
it might be on my end.
yeah, my brother always echoes.
I can bounce, see if it fixes it. Once he comes back up. I think he's froze
Yeah,
right
but
now.
I wanted you to be able to talk to him.
I know last time we had this, you had to leave and come back or something. But
What
this
did I
time,
do? Yeah, I hear a little echo. I think it's you, but it's not bad.
okay. I know last time you left and then came back in, it was gone, but yeah, I think I have everything off though. I got my Bluetooth off and everything else. If there's
You
anything
got your
else y'all
YouTube
can think
off?
of. My Bluetooth.
Yeah, but I mean, some people say turn your YouTube off, and it'll do it.
Let me see. That might be what it is. As a matter of fact, I bet you $1,000,000 that's what it is. Hold on.
I've heard people say that before.
Oh, come on, man. This phone sucks. I hate this phone, dude. I can't do nothing with this phone. I gotta get a new
Yo,
one. Come on.
now your
Hold on.
picture's stuck, but I'm seeing you good.
Yep. Hold on. Let me fix this real quick. This phone sucks so bad, dude. Flip. The damn screen won't flip. Oh, damn. My whole phone froze up.
But if you can come back, bro, I'd like to talk to you. Come back and hit that link. All right, guys, technical difficulty, but we'll get through it. I appreciate everybody stopping by, but we're having a good conversation right now about getting off stuff that messed our life up for sure. Mr. Muffin Man, what's up, man? I appreciate you, dude. I didn't even see you in the comments. Tommy Thunder, it's your daughter's birthday. That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Hey, can you hear me?
What's up, bro?
All right. Can you hear me, Six?
I can hear you, man.
All right, I can hear you now. Sorry about that. I didn't come prepared. I'm supposed to be a YouTuber, right?
Ah,
No, man. I heard an echo, and sometimes I have trouble with StreamYard on them phones, so I just jumped on the computer real quick. First off, so where'd Karma go?
he's coming back. He's trying to fix the echo.
Okay. So salute, man, to you and Karma. You asked me when you're gonna jump on a live. I got a few minutes before my daughter gets home. But like what you're doing right now, like you said, we're doing the father things now. We're fathers. I'm an addict. I used to be an addict for a long time, like 10 years.
Yeah.
H and then Fetty. A lot of people have that negative opinion about Suboxone, man. But here's way I look at it. If you're wanting to still use methadone. But there's also something about methadone too. Some people just want to quit and they go to methadone and they bring their dose up real high. And then after years, they get tired of being on it and they just lower down and they finally go off of it. You can do it like that too. But what's up, Karma?
Hey, what's up?
Salute,
You still
man.
echoing?
No, I'm good.
All right. Cool.
But yeah, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you as well.
But yeah, like I feel like if you want to get clean and you're serious about it, try Suboxone or you could, it depends on how deep you're in it. Cause I was in it all the way deep, you know what I mean? And mainlining, had it rough, but did it to myself. But, I just wanted to finally quit and, I haven't done any of that like that in a while. Again, Suboxone. The good thing about Suboxone is that I have in the last 3 years, I've had a couple relapses, and one of them, I didn't even feel it because I had Suboxone in my system. You know what I mean? And if you have a lot in your system and you relapse, it takes like 3 days to get out of your system. So it's still in your brain for some reason, you know what I mean? But I just think more people do need to speak out about it because it's really not that bad, man. The Suboxone, it's not. It depends on what if you take it like the doctor says to, you don't get high off of it.
Yeah. The thing about it is YouTube don't, like you said, YouTube don't really want a community of recovering addicts, which, it's good to hear other people's stories. It helps.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll probably make this one where it's not monetized.
I don't monetize none of my lives.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they definitely. If you say the word Suboxone, man, they're on you, like for real. And then
That's
anything
crazy.
of those other words, it is crazy. I had a picture where I held up, I mean, my Suboxone in a thumbnail, and they hit me on
Hit mute.
fuck. Oh, okay,
Oh,
I'm
there you
back.
go. You're good.
You're good. They hit you
Uh,
on what though?
they hit me with a yellow to where you're supposed to not be able to monetize it. You know what I mean? Right off the bat though. And then I went to the most of the time you get it if you hit it the for them to check it out. Most of the time it turns green, right? Well, this one it didn't ever turn green. They checked it out and saw that thumbnail picture and they were like, "Heck no." It's weird
So
how they don't.
how do you
Go.
hit it to have them look at it? What do you do?
So you can like dispute it is what it is, and
I've
it's in
never
your.
gotten an answer back from them. Never.
They don't talk to you personally. It's either they turn it green or they leave it yellow. They'll
They've never reversed none of mine.
they haven't? That's crazy.
Nah.
Well, have you ever went to dispute it in your YouTube studio?
How do you do it?
I'm not you're gonna have to YouTube it. I'm not. I've only done it once, Sticks. I've had
Okay.
2 videos like that, so I'm not really familiar with it. But I do know that they review it, and supposedly, this is what I think Big Weavy told me. Shout out Big Weavy. He told me that a lot of times if you're not cussing in the first, I don't know, however long, but they kind of change things all the time. You know what I mean? But he said if you're not cussing in the first minute or whatever, they usually reverse it. But I think if you have a thumbnail picture where you're holding up something like a sub, they don't like that. You know what I mean? And I don't understand why.
So
TikTok they have.
it's crazy. The thumbnail could get you demonetized.
Oh yeah, yeah, it can. Yeah, it
I
is
don't know
crazy.
why they would care about that either. That's messed up. If anything, you
So,
would think they would want that promoted.
yeah, yeah, you would think. So both you guys are in the lower Ohio area, Eastern
Yep.
Ohio area, Cincy.
We're in the city,
Okay,
Cincinnati.
okay, that's only like an hour away from where I am,
Yeah.
Indy. I go to Kings Island all the time.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. We're only like 10
Which
minutes away from Indiana.
yeah.
Yeah.
My brother lives where if you look from where he's living, you can pretty much see the buildings from downtown.
Oh, okay. So you
And then
guys were
I live
saying,
about 10 minutes farther than that.
yeah. So you were saying you actually had a good friend that owed. I mean, I've had a lot of people that I came across in addiction that have overdosed and died, but I've only had one friend, one real friend that wasn't went to high school with and grew up with. You know what I mean? I've only had like I think one of those person die from an overdose. A lot of people
I've
didn't get
had
into it.
multiple. A lot.
Yeah.
I've lost a lot of friends that and I'm not talking about like people that I just know of. I'm talking about like people that we used to kick it with, party with, do the same things with, but you know, they didn't get clean when I got clean. They were still out there ripping and running, and then a little while later you hear they didn't wake up.
Dang.
Yep. I know when I got clean, I had a couple of my friends tell me they'll never get clean. I was like, what? Why? And they're like, I love it too much. And I'm like, fuck, okay then.
That's
I
how I
can't
felt
make
for a
you
long.
I can't make you
Heck,
not do it. So yeah.
yeah. That's how I felt for a long time, Karma. Really,
Yeah.
it was when the H that was with the H. Now, when they switched it up to the Fetty, I just kept on ODing so many damn times, and what I wouldn't. I luckily, through the grace of God, I never actually perished. You know what I mean? And but there's several times when I did it by myself, and I was you know what I mean, just woke up with a bad headache. One time I paralyzed this part of my arm for over 30 days. I couldn't lift it up like this because I overdosed and I fell asleep right there on a muscle. And I, believe it or not, I fell asleep like this and my arm was stuck like this for 30 days. I had to do shock therapy to get be able to. Remember I was holding a saw like for concrete work, cutting a board, and I couldn't hold my wrist straight. I could lock it down, but I couldn't lift it up. It was so crazy, man. Yeah, dude. That stuff is so dangerous. And now I think you probably know, but now in Indianapolis, I'm sure it's in Cincy too. They have switched the Fetty out. Now that it ain't even Fetty no more. Now it's Trank mixed with
Yeah,
Fetty. That
that's
stuff's
what we was talking about.
Thank God I got out of it before that, man. The Fetty was bad enough. You know what I mean?
Is that the stuff I was talking about that's supposed to be like the crocodile that eats away your flesh and shit?
Basically, yeah.
Your muscle,
Okay.
yeah.
I did it. I did it once, Sticks, when I did one of those relapses that was in there, and the stuff was so nasty. I just guarantee it was it because it was way stronger than anything I've ever came across, and it made me totally out. I'm sure that's what it was, but yeah, thank God, man. I got out of it before that. That fatty was bad enough, man.
And you got a daughter you raised right now, right?
Right now, I do. Yeah, she's getting ready to pull up. I got a few minutes left. I got to get off here in a minute.
But I mean, I'm glad, man, that you was able to get clean without. So I probably only overdosed once in my life, but maybe twice, maybe once. I don't know. But it's either you get clean or you already know what the outcome's going to be. Eventually, you're just playing Russian roulette. That's all you're
Yeah,
doing.
Mhm.
yeah. I see a lot of people go to prison and come out and it not work, and that's weird how the clean time in prison's not like the same as clean time has earned it. You know what I mean? It's still clean time. It's still clean time. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the same as if you earn it on the street. You know what I mean?
Right. It's kind of like putting a pause on it.
Yeah.
Hey,
And then
hey, Karma. That's what happened to Eric, right? So when he got out of rehab and went back to it, and that's when he relapsed because his body wasn't used to it.
yeah,
Yeah. Unfortunately, yep. That's
And,
exactly
and
what
his
happened.
mom and his grandma found him in the bathroom. You know that
Yeah.
had to be hard on him.
And it wasn't like they just found him. Nah, he was swelled up, bleeding from like every orifice. It was bad, dude. It was just terrible.
damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So have you ever OD, Karma?
I think I did once. It wasn't like a super bad one, but it was a weird
Yeah,
one because I wrecked my car a couple times. I
yeah.
was
That
trying to get back home, and then when I did get home, I was trying to like hide in the closet and shit and like pass out. It was stupid.
yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
I mean that's probably the closest I came to it.
Yeah, that's still bad enough. I couldn't like I used to live on. There was nothing for me to be on the streets for a few days, running around a neighborhood, doing the addict stuff, man. And it's awful, man. Because like you gotta pay like panhandling, stupid shit like that, man. Like that stuff was for the birds, man. And now like maybe like back then doing a little bit of that Fetty and stuff and passing out on the back of in the back of a trail or something, you know what I mean? Waking up like, damn, I OD. I couldn't imagine now doing Trank, and I mean, I'm sure it's just killing people right away. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I'm grateful that I'm not out there on the streets anymore. But
me too.
yeah, it's awful.
I'm grateful you're here talking to us for real.
So Sticks,
Um,
you have kid? Oh, sorry, Karma.
oh no, you're good. Go ahead.
Do you have? You said you got kids, Sticks?
Yeah, believe it or not, bro. I got 6 kids that I raised. I had my first kid at 14 years old.
Yeah.
In the streets, messed up, but they've all graduated. Like my brother knows, I put all my kids through school. I gave them a good life. They all graduated. I bought my first 2 daughters their first cars when they got their license. I did all that from drug addiction. Well,
Dang.
why I was in active addiction doing that. But see, I was one of those addicts that still got up and went to work.
Yeah.
So even though my whole paycheck went to drugs, I still looked like I was a working man. But you know, I didn't have what I could have had I been clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I know exactly what you're saying. I did that for a long time through concrete work. You know what I mean? But I didn't have a family, so that whole check though, going to addiction, I didn't have to take a little bit out for my kids or nothing. That whole check went towards addiction and Ubers when Uber came around because I lived away. I live 15 minutes away where I couldn't, you know, I mean, there's no buses out where I live, so I had to always
Yeah.
Uber or one time I rode a bike.
Check this out, Grub Mud. At
Yeah,
one time, I was making like close to 1,000, but I got paid on Friday. Didn't come home Friday. I stayed out all Friday night. I came home Saturday broke, and we had bills to pay. And I told my girl that I lost my paycheck. I never got a chance to cash it, that I lost it. But
yeah,
dude, I cashed it and burnt through the whole check by Saturday morning.
I
One
know.
night, and then didn't have nothing to show for it. She's sitting here like, we're supposed to go to the grocery, we're supposed to do, but I had nothing. Dude, I
Yeah,
was straight broke. And when I started doing stuff like that, is when I realized like I need to get help, man. I can't put my kids through this because no matter how much I messed up in life, my girl stuck by my side with the kids. So it was like
yeah,
it wasn't like, oh, she separated, went and did her thing. No, man, it was still on my shoulders to take care of this family. And
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm grateful now. But one of the times, like I told you, that I almost overdosed or I did overdose, that came from my aunt who, my cousin who died in a car wreck. His mom,
yeah,
I found out she was trying to OD me. So she just kept feeding me pills because she wanted me dead. She kept feeding me pills until I pissed all over myself, woke up stiff, like you said, but it was my whole body.
yeah,
Did all that. And at that time, I realized, like, dude, either I'm going to be alive and be a dad for my kids, or I'm going to keep playing this game and I'm not going to wake up one day. So
yeah,
that's what made me change. Well, that and my girl gave me an ultimatum saying, we're leaving this time if you don't get clean.
yeah,
That's what was the final straw for me. That was like, if I wouldn't have had them kids, Grub Mud, look, if I wouldn't have had my kids and my girl, there's no way I'm here on the internet today talking to you. There's no
Hey,
way.
hey, recovery makes all this possible, man. We just need to stay grateful for that. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
however your recovery is, I don't care if it's AA, I don't care if it's Suboxone, I don't care if it's methadone. Whatever your recovery is, it can be different for everybody. Sober is basically to me, I'm not out there doing those same damn things that were to put my life in jeopardy, that hurt my family, doing stupid stuff. If I'm not doing that anymore and I'm taking something that the doctor's given me and it's not giving me a buzz and it's blocking the drug that I used to like, then I feel like I'm sober and that's sober to me. And if my life, I was at the bottom, so like I had to do something different. And AA works. I've done AA. I mean, that stuff works too. But I'm just grateful today. Recovery makes all this possible. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't sell yourself
Karma, I'll
short
let
though.
you
You had
speak.
to do it too.
I'll let you
Sounds good.
speak about this in a second, but
Hey,
Grub Mud,
Sticks, I
I
got
know
about
this is our first time
I got
meeting,
about
but
2 minutes. 2 minutes, Sticks.
yet
I'm sorry.
that's cool. This is our first time meeting, but I will tell you that you're right because I've been in treatment for the last 7 years, dude, in and out of rehabs, treatment, stuff like that. And you're right, man. If you work it and you really want it to work, it will work, man. But you just gotta want it. You gotta want
Yep.
it.
Yeah. Hey, another thing that helps, believe it or not, is YouTube.
It
YouTube helps
does.
a lot.
It
A lot.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a
Having
lot of it
positive.
off your shoulders.
That the accountability, the using my energy to put positive energy into a video instead of putting negative energy into my brain going 1,000 different places. There's so many reasons why. The support from the community that you're building on your, you know what I mean, all that stuff is amazing, man. And I suggest to anybody, man, maybe even starting a TikTok, you know what I mean, just I mean, there's people that if you're, there's people that are like you out there that have been through the same things you have, man. You know what I mean? And it's great to be able to be clean today. And I know you guys feel the same way.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Definitely.
man. I'm grateful to be clean. I really appreciate you coming up and talking with us. We'll have to do this another night when we got a little more time.
Yep. All right,
100%.
buddy. All right, Karma. Hey, I appreciate it.
All right. Cool.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
All right. Have a great one.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.
All
Yeah,
right,
that,
Grub Mud. Hey, that was pretty cool, man. I'm glad we spoke him into existence, didn't we? We was
yeah,
talking about him, and then he popped up.
yep. Chat was definitely helping with that one. Everybody was talking about it, so that was perfect. But yeah,
I
man.
like to talk to Grub Mud, man, because he understands a lot of what we've been through and why you got to take this life serious, man, and not be messing around. Because one day you're here and the next day you're gone.
Yeah, and it ain't got to be because of drugs. It
No,
could be because of anything. You know. My bad. I keep going out of frame. But yeah, yeah, I like what he said about all that. I pretty much summed it all up perfect with the being normal. You know what I mean? Being able to take responsibility for stuff. You know, just to be able to have a job and take care of your family and pay bills. If you can just be doing that with whatever recovery you're in, that's perfect. You know.
you know as well as I know, we wouldn't be here on YouTube if we was
Mm-mm.
still ever in the streets messing around like that, huh?
A year, I would have gave it as soon as fentanyl hit. If I was still in the streets, I've been dead, 110%. Because I
Yeah,
was at that point to where I wasn't going to be sniffing anymore. You know what I mean? That was getting too
yeah,
old. That was starting to get out of the question. So it would have went to banging, and if that would have happened, I definitely wouldn't have been here anymore. 100%.
yeah.
You know. So yeah.
Thank God I never got into banging. I never got that far.
Right. Yeah.
I
And
mean,
that's a whole
basically,
different
when you
animal.
make it out of something like that, you just feel like somebody's been watching over you, you know? Like,
Yeah.
maybe you're one of the chosen ones, man, because a lot of people didn't make it through and it sucks.
Yeah. I know the banging stuff's a whole different animal, though. That's for sure. It's a whole different everything. I mean, if you look at like I'm not gonna say any names, but you know who I might be talking about. But they went to jail and was sick for not even a whole day, and they were puking blood and everything. So
Who was
you
it?
know,
Who went to jail?
one of our
Sorry,
cousins
what'd
went
you
to.
say, Bob?
I said one of our cousins went to jail. Remember, he was banging. He went to jail and was puking up blood and everything because he was withdrawing so hard.
Oh, yeah. He thought he was dying. He
Yeah,
got locked up, bro. He thought he was dying. He was withdrawing so hard. Hey, did you hear about like the Justice Center and different jails now are starting to give people Suboxone for
I did
withdrawal?
hear about that. Yeah, I did hear about that. I was wondering if it was
Yeah.
true or not.
Now, I'll be honest with you, I never got locked up where they offered any type of Suboxone. The only thing they offered for withdrawal back then was like they give you a Tylenol and something for your stomach, but it wasn't nothing
Right.
that would have helped.
No, definitely not. They shit. I want to say they even gave you like clotidine or something like that. That's about it though. You
Yeah, I
wasn't
think
getting
that's what
anything
it is,
crazy.
clotidine.
They wasn't gonna give you anything worth a damn. But yeah, one of these days I gotta tell my story about how I got the 2 felony 5s. I just think people would laugh at that because a lot of people probably don't know that you can get in trouble for lying to a doctor like that.
Well, here's the thing, bro, is I can chop this up and put it on my channel. So let's get into that. I got a minute. Let's get into that. Let's go ahead. So how did you wind up getting charged with a felony for doctor shopping or what it
Nah,
was,
I
whatever it
just
was?
lied. I just lied to a doctor. So I was in the homeless shelter. This was whenever I got kicked out of my first Suboxone doctor. I went to the homeless shelter. And this is when I was on the verge of quitting everything. But instead of withdrawing, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go over here to this emergency room and I'm going to try to get me some Vicodins, right? So I go over there. I talk to the doctor. Doctor's like, it says on your record that you used to take Suboxone, this and that. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. No clue. I don't know what you're talking about. That ain't me. So he prescribes me Vicodins, okay? So anyway, the Vicodins made the withdrawal a million times worse. So I didn't even really fuck with them. I pretty much just got rid of them. And then I went back again, and he was like, "Look, man, I know for a fact you got a Suboxone doctor, this and that, like all this shit, right?" And I'm like, "Nah, man, I don't know what you're talking about." And I was like, "You don't even have to give me any narcotics, dude. Just give me some stuff to help me sleep, right?" And he ended up giving me Vicodins again. Don't know why. But anyway, about 2 weeks later, I have a detective come to the homeless shelter that I'm staying at. And the detective's like, "Hey, we need to talk." He goes and pulls me into like this little office in the homeless shelter, starts putting pictures out everywhere like, this is you picking up this is you picking up that. You definitely have a Suboxone doctor. This is you picking up your Suboxone. This is you picking up the Vicodins. And I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, I definitely did that because I was withdrawing. I was trying to get medicine or whatever, and I didn't know at the time. But if you do that and you lie to a doctor, it's called deception to obtain dangerous drugs. It's the same as stealing a doctor's prescription pad and writing out your own prescriptions. Okay, so just lying to a doctor that you never took Suboxone can get you that. So I got 2 counts of that, 2 felony 5s, and I ended up beating it all because I got ILC, which is in lieu of conviction, because it was a first-time felon type of thing. So as long as you complete like all of your classes and everything else, they'll actually wipe it all off your record. So I completed all my classes barely. I had the best probation officer in the world because I what is it? I pissed dirty for him like 16 times, but it was always Suboxone. And I kept telling him, like, I'm trying to get a Suboxone doctor and this and that. Well, last time he told me, he said, well, if you come in here and piss dirty one more time, I got to lock you up. And this was 2 years on the shelf. And I'm like, okay. So the day I got to meet him, I got an appointment at a Suboxone doctor. So I got to meet him the same day. So I call him up. I tell him, like, yo, my freaking tire flew off on the highway. I'm on the side of the road, this and that, you know what I mean? Really, I'm at the Suboxone doctor trying to get this medicine. Luckily, I got my Suboxone the same day and everything. And I went to his office the next day with the Suboxone in my hand. He was like, okay, I see what you did. He said, yeah, all right, you won't admit it, but I see what you did. And I'm like, dude, I'll admit it right now. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but yeah, I did exactly what you think I did. Like, it was stupid. But yeah, that whole situation was crazy. But if it wasn't for that PO, I definitely would have done my 2 years for sure. Because I peed dirty for that dude like 16 times. But he did give me a light bulb moment. And in the light bulb moment, he looked at me because I kept blaming my drug use on everybody else. And he was like, you ever stop to think that maybe you are your own worst enemy? That maybe you're the one doing this to yourself, not other people? And I was like, damn. And yeah, so I got with that Suboxone doctor. And I've been with them ever since, and I haven't done anything crazy. I was there for I think 3 or 4 months, got super confident, and then relapsed. It was right around my birthday, but after that relapse, I stayed clean ever since, and never went back to the shit. So, but yeah, that's that story. That story's crazy. I still can't believe you can get in that much trouble for lying to a doctor. That's insane.
So you didn't know it was breaking the law to lie to a doctor?
Nope, I did not know. But I didn't even have a Suboxone doctor at the time. It's just like, I think I was out of that Suboxone doctor for a couple months before I even went to that emergency room and got the pills and shit. So I don't know how that works and all that, but yeah, just the fact that I used to have a Suboxone doctor and I didn't be forthcoming and tell him that I used to take Suboxone, I ended up getting 2 felony 5s because of it. So do not lie to doctors. And then when I went to court, my public defender or whatever is like sitting there talking to the prosecutor and the doctor, and they all play golf together on Sundays. They're all sitting there like, hey, are we going to be hitting a golf court Sunday, this and that? And I'm like, man, I'm fucked. So, yeah, I had to plead guilty and all that shit. I couldn't even fight it if I wanted to. But, yeah, that's why I'll never go out that way ever again. That shit's insane.
So you wind up pleading guilty on the charges?
Yep.
Look, I don't think that that's a bad thing. Like, some people, one, you can't snitch on yourself, okay? And two, let's talk about that real quick. What do you consider snitching? Because I've been in the streets my whole life. Anybody can know that or know what that's about. And I'm going to tell you right now, if I go out and I hit a lick with you and I get jammed up and you don't, but I tell on you to get less time or something, you're whatever, that's what I consider snitching. I don't consider
100%.
snitching is calling the cops because your car got stolen. How do you feel about that?
Right. Yeah, I think we kind of talked about it a little bit, but yeah, I think if you do something, then you should take credibility for it and do your time. But yeah, if my car got stolen, yeah, I would call the cops and be like, my car got stolen. I'm not gonna just be like, yeah, that's cool. You stole my car. Go joyride, and as long as you want, my family doesn't need it. What? I don't think that's snitching. I think that's just like,
Well,
snitching's
because
totally
you
different.
said you
Snitching is
admitted
when you.
to, well,
Oh,
you
go ahead.
said you admitted to the detective that you did that, right?
Right.
But that's
I mean,
that's
he
not really
had he had
snitching.
pictures of me. He had video of me. He had everything of me. There is no getting out of that. I mean, I'm smiling at the camera, waving. You know,
Right.
I ain't gonna be able to get away with that. And if I could, it was such a small town that it was judge, jury, and executioner, so they were gonna get me anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So if you're busted for something, are you going to plead guilty or no contest? Most of the time, I've always pled no contest. I
Now
don't
look,
think
if
I've
I
ever pled guilty, but I pled no contest, which is the judge is going to find you guilty no matter what. I've never seen it any other way. And
now,
to me, that's not, snitching on yourself or anything. That's just basically saying you got enough evidence to convict me, and
right,
I still
it's
don't
right in
want to
front of your
admit to
face
it.
too. Yeah, but now don't get me wrong. Now, if I wasn't in a homeless shelter and I had money in the bank and I could afford a lawyer and this and that, I probably would have fought it a little bit, but I don't know how far I would have got with it with all the evidence they had. They would have probably laughed at me in court. And then I would have definitely done my 2 years or however much they wanted to give me.
But here's the
But
thing, when you was talking to the doctor, you wasn't lying about being in treatment with a
right.
doctor. You was just saying you never took Suboxone, that he didn't know what he was talking about, but it wasn't like you was under a doctor's care.
No, not at the time I wasn't. So yeah, I wasn't lying about that. But I was lying about never taking Suboxone ever. And that's what they were asking.
He said, so you never taken a Suboxone? And you're like, nope.
Nope, I don't even know what Suboxone is.
All because you wanted to get some lousy little Vicodins that are no better than Tylenol.
And they made me way more sick too. They didn't even help, not even a little bit. They actually made the withdrawal 100 times worse. I was an idiot. But that's
Let
what you
me
do
ask
when
you
you're in
this. By the
active
time
addiction.
you was done taking Vicodins, how many Vicodins would it take for you to get high?
The last bottle I didn't even take. The first bottle I took, I think I took all of them, but it didn't help. It just really just made me that much more sick. Like I'd be okay for maybe an hour, but then the withdrawal would be like a million times worse whenever it wore off. So I'd probably say about 20 of them just to even feel kind of normal. And I think
Yeah,
he gave
and
me
you
like
know how much
30 or 40 of
medicine
them.
in your system like that, how bad that is for your body, you know?
Oh, tell me about it. I remember when we worked at Leggett and Platt and we would do them all the time and puke everywhere.
And, well, not only that, dude, I think half of the reason I can't breathe nowadays is because
Jesus.
of sniffing so much, bro.
Mm, yeah.
Because we didn't take them. We didn't take them. We didn't take them orally,
Mm, never. That would
ever.
have probably been smart, but we didn't. Definitely
I
never.
wonder how many people's going to watch this video and be able to relate to this and then know that you can come all the way from the bottom to the light at the end of the tunnel and actually be a productive member of society.
Gotta want it though. That's the difference. Some people
You're not in a
don't
homeless
want it.
shelter. Your kids are not hungry. Your electric's on. I'm not in a homeless shelter. My kids ain't hungry. My electric's on. I got a roof over their head, a warm place for
Right.
them to sleep. You know, a couple years ago, we would have never even thought that that was possible, right?
Yeah. I'd say, yeah, before I got clean, yeah. I would have never even thought about having anything nice. Ever.
Well, even though we had apartments, we had houses. It would be like you would have an apartment until you couldn't pay rent, then you're just getting
Hmm.
evicted. Or you
I've
would
done that a
have an
couple times.
apartment, but you had to decide to pay from the electric or the rent. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? One of them's either getting evicted or your electric's getting shut off. Like, dude, that's no way to live.
Yeah. I did
Greg,
make
what's
it
up?
one. I did make it one time. I went 2 years I went cold turkey and went 2 years without anything like treatment or anything, but that was as long as it lasted. It lasted until someone I knew came around and started giving me free pills, and then that's as long as it lasted. So really, it depends on the people you hang out with. If you're trying to get yourself clean and you're still hanging around people that are doing it, your chances are pretty slim. Although I do know a couple people that have made it through them circumstances, but very slim.
With hanging around the same people. Well, I know
Hanging
me
around
and you,
people with
we've
doing
actually
drugs.
even had to cut certain family members off, right?
All family members, I believe. But yeah,
Do you know what it's like? Let me ask you, do you know what it's like to not talk to your mom for years? The lady who birthed you, the people that always on YouTube saying there's nobody more important than my mom. Well, imagine not talking to her for years and she lives 30 minutes away.
last time I seen my mom, I gave her an ultimatum. I said, "Look, my kids want you to be a grandma. I want you to be my mom." I said, "But until you quit doing the dumb shit, I can't let you in my family's life." And I gave her that ultimatum. That was 2.5 years ago. I haven't heard from her since.
Right. So basically, you told mom either get sober and be a grandma or just quit messing around, and you haven't heard from her in 2.5 years, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Well, for the people that don't know, my mom lives in a crazy house. She lives basically in a place where they give her money, they give her medicine, they do all this for her because she says she's not capable of making her own decisions due to years and years of drug abuse. It's messed her up. They her brain's so fried that I don't even know what to say. Like she should have never even
Right.
raised kids.
hmm Now she does like have past trauma and all that, which I understand. But you know, at her age, she should have been able to at least figure something out. Try to
But we
figure
all
something
have
out, I should
trauma.
say. Yeah, we do.
We can't let our trauma be an excuse why we don't want to be grandparents or why we don't want to be around on the holidays. I mean, damn, she could at least come around on the holidays, right?
Yeah, I didn't even tell her like not call me. Like she could at least still called me. You know what I mean? I just told her she couldn't hang out. That's it. Like she could at least been calling me like once a month, been like, "Hey, just checking in with you, making sure you're still alive." You know what I mean? Something.
Because the last time she showed up at your house, she showed up there and just got drunk and fell asleep on the couch in front of your kids, right?
Yep. My kids were like, what?" My kids were tripping after that.
So your kid's grandma shows up to the house to see the grandkids. She winds up getting hammered, drunk, and passing out on the couch.
Yep, that she
That's
has
my mom.
never seen. That she has never even seen, but maybe once in her life before that. I don't
My
even think
mom
once in
don't.
her life, to be honest.
My mom don't even know my kids. And the only reason I bring this up, guys, is because this is where drug addiction leads you. If you really want to know how deep drug addiction can go, it'll go to where you don't even talk to your own mom and she's still alive.
Yeah.
So wrap your head around that.
And she doesn't talk to you because, you know, she's too busy running the streets. Drug thing,
My
I
mom
guess.
don't talk to me because here's the thing. When you're in active addiction, you don't want to be around people that's in recovery. That's how it is. It was the
Yeah.
same way with me. When I was in active addiction, I I I stayed away from people that were doing good. I only hung out with people that were doing what I did. And that's how it goes. You don't want to be around people that's paying rent and paying car insurance and stuff because you're so messed up you don't even want to see that.
Not unless they can benefit you in some way to get you high that day. That's the only way you're going to be around them.
Yeah, if you could borrow me some money or something, I might stop by. But if it ain't about that, then
Yeah.
it ain't about nothing. Then I ain't even got no nothing to say to you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the way it is, though.
That's
But
the
it's all
only
right.
thing that bothers me about the subs getting a bad name is because we sat here and gave you an hour, an hour and a half of testimony about how it saved our lives, and we're nobody special. So if it could save our lives and make us active in the community and active fathers, it can help anybody else. It's got a bad name, but if you want to get clean bad enough and you want to not get high anymore, then you can do it.
You know,
Promise.
the biggest thing that I've seen in my recovery over the years, being at my doctor that I've been at, is a lot of these addicts will come into the doctor's office to get their medicine, right? But they don't stick around because the doctor's office wants you to do 1 or 2 groups a week. And they're like, "What? I don't want to do 1 or 2 groups a week." Now there is places out there that you don't have to do that. But this place makes you do 1 or 2 groups a week when you first start. And the way that we try to explain it to like people that come in, new people, is like this. Like if you was diagnosed with cancer tomorrow and the doctor told you you had to come in here twice a week for chemo for 6 months to save your life, to make sure that you live, you will be at every one of them chemo treatments to save your life. So groups are no different. Why wouldn't you just do the 2 groups to save your life? But they don't want to do that. They'd rather just get their medicine and be gone. That's it. They get their medicine and they just want to bounce, which I can understand as an addict. But I'm just saying that if you look
The
at it from
groups
that point
help.
of view, it's a little bit different, you know?
The groups help, and it also helps you to be in group with other people when you can hear where they came from
You still
too,
there,
and it
Steph?
lets you know you're not the only one.
I think we might have froze up.
Who, me? Am I froze up?
Now I see you moving around, but I can't hear you guys. Hold on. Did I turn myself down? Say something real quick.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
Oh yeah, I turned myself down, I think. My bad.
Well, yeah, when you turn your headphones up too loud, they get a little echo, but it's not bad. It's good. I can deal
Yeah, I
with
try
it.
to keep them low, so if I don't hear you for a minute, it's probably because I accidentally hit the
Yeah,
volume
but
thing.
if you turn them up a little and there's a little echo, oh well, I could deal with it, man. I don't monetize these lives anyway. And for some
Yeah.
reason, there'll be people that'll come across this. I don't monetize it, but I'll put recovery. If people want to hear about it and try to understand, then more power to them. People that don't watch it, more power to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What
Uh-oh.
happened?
My screen flipped for some reason.
What are you
I don't
turning
know, my
sideways
screen
on me
flipped.
for, bro?
That was weird. Oh, my phone's dead. I'll be
Okay. His phone died out. But hey, I appreciate everybody stopping by, man. I'm telling you, it's been a good conversation. You guys get to hear a little bit more about me, and that's the thing. Like as far as being a reaction channel that I wanted to do. Hold on. As far as being a reaction channel on the videos that I wanted to do, like a lot of channels reaction wise, you don't know who the person is reacting. You don't know what they've been through, why they even had to say so to talk on some of these videos. So that's the real reason why I do my reactions the way I do them. I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot, so I can give you a good insight on what's what. Mario, I appreciate that. I appreciate anybody that's stopping in. If he gets his phone back on, we'll spend another couple minutes talking and then jump off here in about 10 minutes. I'm just chopping it up, waiting for the Bengals game to start. It starts at I think 8:15. Playing Buffalo tonight. It should be a good game. But I know y'all ain't here to try to listen about football. If you wanted to listen about football, you'd be watching. Greg, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate everybody. Jimmy Buckley, Tommy Thunder, I appreciate you. Brian, I appreciate you. Big Lou probably had to go, but man, it was good hearing from Big Lou. What it do? I haven't got to talk to him in a while. Wesley Mitchell, I haven't got to see a lot of these people in a while, man. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I really do. He said New York, New York. Not New York, that New York dude. He's all right, man. He's got an opinion. I got an opinion. I don't want nobody to talk crazy about my opinion, so I'm not going to talk crazy about his opinion. We just see things different. You know, he's got a big issue with Jay Williams, and I respect Jay Williams, bro. Look, Jay Williams did 10 years in prison and got out. Been doing great for his family, business, YouTube. He's a hustler, he's a grinder, and man, that's what it's about, man. How can I not respect the guy? He had a little slip in a trip, but so what? How do I know I'm not going to do that same thing tomorrow? I don't know. I'm here today. I can't tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. Farmer, what's up? Where you at, bro? There's the link. If anybody wants to jump up. I'm getting off here at 5:15 though. 6 minutes, so. But I do appreciate everybody stopping by. I really do. Mr. Muffin Man, I always appreciate you stopping by too, man. Wesley Mitchell, you're still here, man. Yeah, man, shout out to Jay Williams, man. Like, sometimes I wonder if it ain't his success why people so willing to talk about his life. Damn, I got my own business. I don't need to be talking about another man's business, bro. He slipped up. That's what we do, man. We slip up sometimes. Mr. Diddy. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by, Mr. Diddy. You know we're always good. And I have no issue with Dub. While you're here, I'm going to tell you right now, I have no issue with Dub. The only thing I ever had an issue with Dub was I wish he would not talk so much around his children. But hey, I'm not going to tell another man how to parent. If that's what he does, that's what he does. Everything else, they're playing the game right along with him. I don't feel sorry for nobody. I don't feel sorry for nobody, man. Like, they're all grown. They know what they're doing. They're going back and forth. They know what's up. I like watching the drama. I used to not be able to understand the drama, but now it's like I see it's kind of like a play, and it's all right. It's not bad. I like watching it. You get to see who the characters are and people to get involved. It's kind of cool. But I don't know, man. I guess he's not going to jump back on here, so I'm going to jump off of here. I don't want to just sit here and talk to myself. But hey, thank you for everybody stopping by. I appreciate you. Until next time, and I might go live later if you guys are around. I know I never schedule them, but I appreciate you. Salute. Till next time.